Game up hard hydration. It's like your favorite sports drink and your favorite seltzer got together, had a baby, but it's so much better. Let them know about it.
We're talking about 4 great flavors here. We're talking fruit punch, orange, lemon lime, and grape. Guys, it comes in an 8-pack, but most importantly, it's only 110 calories, low carb. Enjoy it. Don't feel guilty about it. Just like you can enjoy.
The excitement from Raw on Netflix really rolled over into NXT this week, and we had NXT from the Shrine in Los Angeles. First off, love the look of the building.
Yes.
It's always great when they take this on the road, but this was such a unique looking building that I thought it really stuck out for NXT.
Yeah. It had a real old school kind of like you'd expect to see like some classic rock concerts there or something vibe to it. I don't know. I just love the look of it too. Yeah, I love the show. Like it was really the change in the regard. Julia, gets the win over Roxanne Perez. Julia is looking like a big star for them. I love that there's also just group of talent that Shawn Michaels is putting over right now, with race and things like that being a hot topic. Like Shawn Michaels has this variety of performers who are all talented from all walks of life, whether you're African-American, Hispanic, whether you're Japanese, Mexican, whether you're American, Venezuelan, whatever, it doesn't matter. They found a way to incorporate things, get people over, and it's really made NXT a fun show. Obafemi obviously wins the heavyweight championship later in the show, so that's pretty cool. This guy has been built up like a Bill Goldberg here. One of the things I like about NXT too, Obafemi just had that program where he lost the North American title to Tony D'Angelo. But if you look at the way people are being booked in NXT back to the Braun Breaker, especially if they believe in you, they bring you up in a dominant way, they make you look strong, and then they start doing other stuff with you. Maybe they turn you a heel. You go face heel. Then you may lose a little bit because Shawn puts these guys through the ringer. So when they get to the main roster, they know how to win, they know how to lose, they know how to work heel, they know how to work face, they probably know how to be part of a tag team. So I'm a big fan of what NXT is doing.
We always talk about how deep that women's division is, and you start with the women's championship, and then you go to a women's tag match right after that. Or was it a women's tag match?
Well, there's a 4-way where Stephanie
four-way match. That's what it was. Yeah, because you had 6 women featured in the first 2 matches. You establish a new champion. You have a number 1 contender for the women's North American championship, which is another one of your big signings. So you have Julia winning a championship, Stephanie Vicker becoming a number 1 contender. Those were huge. Lexis King won the Heritage Cup in a sudden death match, which I thought was a little weird because I really like the Heritage Cup rules, and this felt like an odd move from it. But it's great to see that Lexis King storyline continuing on.
I like Lexis King. I did not like the way they got here. He won the title by disqualification, which I thought was weird and a weird way to do it. Then you say, okay, it's a gray area. Well, what the fuck does that mean? It's a gray area, So now we're going to do a sudden death match to crown the champion. But Charlie Dempsey's coming in with the title still. And we're not actually doing this under Heritage Cup rules. It was weird. Bottom line, Lexis King has the title now. Let's just go from here and see where it goes. I'm happy he has it, but I did not like the way we got to that part. Yes.
Same here. I love the storyline continuing. I really enjoyed this episode of NXT. That was the one thing that threw me off. But the thing we were going to talk about,
Rock.
The thing I had down in my notes was the Rock appearance necessary. And then I wrote, was it an overcorrection for Raw? So how'd you view the Rock appearance? And then I'll give kind of my thoughts on it after that.
I'll be honest. I didn't know what he was going to do there. I thought that was interesting. And then when he had I thought that was a shoot. I thought that was funny because I'm like, wait, what is he actually doing? And it's like, oh no, he's just coming out to talk to the audience and basically, I think, kind of say thank you for the people who showed up and making the past couple nights a big night for WWE and everything they do. He dropped the F-bomb like 7 times, which is hilarious to me. Because, literally, who the fuck is going to get away with that on WWE television other than The Rock? He's the one guy where he's bigger than the whole company, so they're just going to go, oh, that's cool. But I think friend of the show, part-time member of the show, AJ Strange Brew, had said it best. He said, you can say what you will, but that guy loves the business. And I think that's what came through here for me. And I was really happy to see him do that. And I was really happy to see him kind of help give NXT the rub and get people to watch it. Because one of the polarizing things about Raw on Netflix this week was people were arguing, okay, it was a big spectacle, but you didn't give people a reason to tune in. The Rock is there. Everybody knows he's talking. They put him on last, so they make everybody watch the show. And what did they do? They put over Julia. They put over Obafemi. They put over Stephanie McCurr. They put up all this new talent, and they gave you a good reason to come back next week to check out NXT, I thought.
And I had seen some wrestling news about Obafemi talking about The Rock taking from his moment. It wasn't from a reputable source, and it was just something I noticed. But at the end, I felt like it was almost just having Rock in there for the star power. He didn't have anything specific to say. He was, constantly mentioning the time that he had, apologizing to somebody off screen for swearing. It was kind of endearing, but I also felt like kind of unnecessary, especially for NXT, because it kind of is trying to make its own identity. The part where I did think The Rock kind of worked, and only kind of, was in that Ethan Page segment, because it was not only The Rock sharing the screen with his daughter, but it was The Rock sharing the screen with Ethan Page, and Ethan Page holding himself in a way that felt like he belonged there. So that worked, but like bringing The Rock out at the end, I don't know if I necessarily felt like you had to have it in there.
Right. I think you could have had a better point. I think he would have been better off, when you mention it now, if you want to give a point, is to have him come out there and put over Obafemi.
Have like a point, have like a focus to what he was saying, rather than just kind of letting him go out there and freewheel it.
If you haven't tried Game Up, then you are missing out. Imagine your favorite seltzer and your favorite sports drink had a baby, but it's way better than that. Each can is 110 calories, low carb, 4.9 ABV. It's a nice light drink that is not light on flavor. Game Up comes in fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, and grape. Pick it up at drinkgameup.com or at your nearest liquor store.